Hello everyone, Shashank this side. Once again, we are starting out with another interesting video today. And in this video, we'll be learning about how you can set up your Facebook pixel on your website. And previously, before the 14.5 update of iOS, it was pretty easy actually to create a pixel and just install on your website and set up some events and you're done, right? So that was pretty easy at that time. However, after 14.5, Facebook whole system pretty much collapsed, and now they are recovering in their best form, and they are trying to tackle the situation, and they are trying to get the most data out of even those customers who opted out of tracking, because that was the update of 14.5. If you don't know, let me just quickly tell you that after the iOS 14 and 14.5 update, the Apple decided that any user can opt out of tracking. Means they have an option to choose either they want to be tracked for the marketing things or they don't want to be tracked. So if they select they don't want to be tracked, then you will not be able to track them. And if you cannot track an iPhone user, then definitely there will be very hard time for you to understand how to target them, and if they really took any kind of action on your ads or not. So that is why there is a big issue, and most of the people usually use iPhone devices these days in India, as well as around 90% of people decided to opt out of Facebook tracking or any kind of tracking from the devices. So that is a big issue, right? And to tackle this situation, Facebook come up with a different kind of event setup as well as the pixel setup in their complete form. So what you're going to do here is you're going to do these 6 different things today. And these are the 6 steps which you need to follow. Number 1 is to create a pixel. If you are a completely new marketer or you are starting up with a new account, then you have to create a pixel. Then you have to install your base code on your website. There are different ways of doing it, obviously. I'll talk about all these things in this video. This video may be a bit long, but if you completely watch this video, this would be the only video you will ever need to set up your Facebook pixel code, right? So make sure you do that. The 6th last step is to configure the web events. This is very, very important. So make sure you should stick to the last step, configure web events, because if you miss out this thing, it will be very hard for you to track down iPhone users. I know, even if iPhone user says that they don't want to be tracked for the marketing things, you still can get your event fired from the Apple devices. And how you can do that, we'll talk about in this last step. So make sure you should not leave this video and you should watch it till the end. So let's get started, and let's start with the first step, creating pixel. Before to that, let's come back here and see how exactly this thing works. So this is how this window looks like, but it does not look like when you start, right? So it will be a very clean, clear window. Nothing else you would be able to see. You will only be able to see that how to create an event pixel, right? So to create a pixel, you will have a one single button which you can use. I cannot see that button because I already set up my pixel. Nothing to worry. Click on this connect data sources. You will see this web option. Click on that, click on connect, and you will see the code here. The same thing also is going to happen from this add events section here, which I'm trying to share with you because I already have my event setup or pixel setup. So you can see the kind of steps from this particular option. So there are 3 different options for adding events. One is the using the conversion API. This is for the developers. If they want to do the server side tracking, they can use this first option. Second option is from a new website. So if you have a completely new website and you would like to set up your pixel as well as your events, you need to use this second option. The third is from the pixel, add events using pixel code or the event setup tool. So if you want to set up your events and you want to track down everything, you need to use the last option. So currently for the very first step, we are using this one option, the middle one. And now we have this window. Choose how you want to install pixel code. So important part here is you either have to do it manually or use a partner integration. You can choose anything you wish to. Let me show you with the partner integration first so that you can understand how it looks like. So these are the different partners you can look for, and you can obviously set up your pixel code with them. So click on the WordPress or Shopify or whatever you have, the kind of website you are built on, you have a website built on, you can use any of the platforms here. I have my WordPress, so let's click on the WordPress. This is how this works. So install the plugin. Plugin would be WordPress, Facebook for WordPress. So Facebook for WordPress would be the plugin that you need to install. So here we are on the RiseDigit website and we are on the admin section of the website. So this is the plugin section. You need to click on add new. This is the Facebook for WordPress plugin. It is by Facebook. Ratings are pretty low, but don't worry about that. A lot of people are already using it and it is pretty much working very well. So you obviously can use. There are some changes, or you can say some updates happening around. So if you find any issues and this plugin does not work for you, you have the other option, the manual option. I'll talk about that in a couple of moments also. So nothing to worry about. So you need to click on install now. And once it is installed, go to settings, connect your Facebook account, connect your ad account, and you are done. Let's go back and let's look for the manual option. So close this. We have the add event section from a new website, install code manually. So we will be clicking on this option. The number one thing is to copy this base code. You don't have to click on that. Click on the copy code button here. Once the code is copied already, go to your WordPress website. You have multiple options to set up this. You either have to add it directly into the code of the website. You can also do that using Google Tag Manager, which is a pretty easy process. If you want to know how to set up using Google Tag Manager, do comment below and I'll make an extra video for you for that as well. Apart from that, we already have a plugin setup, which is Header Footer Code Manager. So this plugin is already set up here. You can obviously install that plugin and you can add multiple codes of different things here inside this particular plugin. So you can see that Facebook pixel code is created here. You can click on add new snippet and you can start working. Let me show you how this window looks like. You will see this kind of window here. You need to put the name of the code that you are adding. So Facebook pixel is pretty much fine. Everything is all good. Site-wide is fine here because we would be tracking all the pages of the website. Location is header, which we are using. This needs to be active, and copy paste your code here and click on update. You are done. When you click on update, you are done and everything will work well for you. So let's come back here to the events manager section. Hope you are understanding. I know it might look a bit, overwhelming to you. Data is important. If you don't get the data, if you don't know what kind of things people are doing with your ads on your landing page, you will not be able to take action afterwards. So this is important and this is not overwhelming. Trust me, this is very simple process. Even your developer can obviously do that. It's an easy process and even you as well can do this. If you anytime feel like this is overwhelming, make sure you just save this video with yourself and can come back and watch any number of times you wish to and then complete it. This is going to be the complete installation video for the pixel code. So this is the one. Once everything is done, paste the base code to the website, click on continue. Now this is the install base code and this is going to be the advanced matching section. So turn on automatic advanced matching. You can see here automatic advanced matching section. Verify the customer information that you want to send: email, gender, phone number, first name and surname. You need to put the most important information you need or you need to be matched first of all, because whatever you are selecting here, you need to add up to the Facebook so that they can track and match your users based on the information. So if you are not collecting any town, city or country, region, postal code or country thing in your forms or in your website at all, so make sure you don't choose any of this. Date of birth, you don't need obviously, unless you are not, asking your users to give it to. So this is what you need to do. Email, gender, first name, surname, phone number is more than enough. So click on continue. Here comes the first step, that is add events code. This is very important. How to do that? Let me show you. Click on open event setup tool. Put up your website URL where you want to track the button clicks or anything related to that. So what you have to do is, or let's go with this one, the FB ads page. Click on open website. It will open up a new tab and it will also open up your event setup tool. So this is the event setup tool which comes up and it shows you what kind of things are happening on this page. So enroll now is a button. We have, created a URL here. And when somebody click on enroll now, they will reach to InstaMojo page. So InstaMojo is basically the payment processor for this page. And if anybody purchases anything from this page, they will reach to InstaMojo. Once they make the payment, they will come to a thank you page. And that thank you page is being tracked, obviously. Click either a button or a URL. So on this page, we will be tracking a new button. So track new button. I already tracked all the buttons which I wish to, and you cannot see any button codes available here. Now these are the different. So when you click on any of the button here, so this is the button I tracked, maybe courses. Obviously, you are not going to track this menu item at all. It is just for the example so that you can understand that how this setup tool works. So obviously you will be clicking on any kind of this button like enroll now or buy now, purchase something. So these kind of buttons, which are going to be your action taking buttons, you need to track these buttons if somebody is actually clicking on these buttons or not. So Facebook pretty much works on an e-commerce platform or e-commerce system, I would say. So you need to select which event you need to assign to your button. So maybe I am going to assign maybe this button. If somebody clicks on it, it is going to be add to cart. Means if somebody click on this, means they are pretty much adding it to cart, and then they will reach to the payment processor. If they make a payment, they becomes a purchase. So let me track this button, maybe add to cart. Choose value on the page, don't include value. So you can choose either the value which is mentioned on the page directly, or you don't have to include any value. Completely up to you, whichever suits you. If you cannot see the highlighted section as your value directly, then you obviously should choose don't include value. Select your INR currency, whatever it is, and click on confirm. So once everything is confirmed, you need to click on finish and submit. That's all. Click on finish setup and finish. Skip this, no problem. So you have completed your event setup as well. That's how you apply different kind of events. So after the current iOS 14.5 update, you only get maximum 8 events to set up on a one single domain. So that will I will explain that part as well. So let's go to the next step. So our event setup is done. Click on continue. This is the verify domain section. So this is the risewidget.com domain, which is already verified, but let me show you how it works. So you will go to your business.facebook.com URL. And if you would like to go directly to that section rather than going into this particular menu item, you obviously can go to your business settings section, click on this, go to your business setting section. Inside the business settings, under brand safety, you will find domain section. You can see the domain which is already verified, or if you would like to add, click on the add button, put up your domain and click on add. So suppose I would like to add a domain, maybe iamshashank.com. You can see that this is the information which is available, which I need to add with my website to verify this first of all. So select one option, add a meta tag to your HTML source, update as HTML file to your root directory, update the DNS TXT record with your domain registrar. So you obviously can choose multiple methods. This might look overwhelming, I know that, but please, nothing to worry. And if you feel like this is completely overwhelming, wait for it. This is a very fantastic, simple method. You have to just wait, see it very carefully. And if you feel like it is going pretty high, then make sure to come back and watch this video as many times as you want. So nothing to worry. It's pretty easy, right? So you can choose any method which you wish to. I'll tell you which is the easiest method as well. Add a meta tag to your HTML source code. Meta tag means another script. Scripts, I would not recommend you to add multiple scripts. Obviously, comes up to multiple requests for the page to load before even loading that. So in that case, obviously your page takes a lot of time to load at the first start. And that is not a good sign if it is a landing page. So make sure the first step is something which I always do not recommend unless you are using, tag manager, Google tag manager to add your codes. So don't do that. Second is upload an HTML file to your root directory. So if you already have your website set up, everything is done, you already have your hosting account. So you can download an HTML file and upload to the root directory of your HTML file. I'll show you how to do that. It's easiest method. if you don't have any website set up right now, so obviously you are not going to run ads on that. Obviously, if you are going to run ads on any of the URLs which is not even available, it is not a good idea anyways. So this is the easiest method, I would say. The second is you directly can go to your domain accounts and can add a txt record inside your DNS settings, and that txt record is pretty easy to do as well. Just 3 4 forms, just 3 4 sections you need to fill in inside a form and submit. That's all you have to do. It sometimes takes around 24 hours, but this upload HTML method does not take much time. It gets verified right now. So let's click on this upload HTML, download the HTML verification file. So I am currently here in my file manager, and inside the file manager, I am in my root directory. The root directory is usually www or HTTP docs, depending on if you're using a which kind of servers. Obviously, if you're using a Linux server, you will usually see www directory, and if you are using a Windows server, you will see HTTP docs file. So I have a Windows server. That's why this, although this directory will look similar to it, so you have this one single directory wherein you will see all these folders, WP admin, content includes, if you already have a WordPress website. So here you need to upload that file. This file is going to be uploaded here. So upload file, click on that, go to the download section, which is here. This is the file which we need to upload. Click on that, select open, and this is going to be uploaded. So this is how it's done. Come back to the main business setting, click on the verify domain, and this is going to be done. So I am Shashank has been verified. Pretty easy, right? Nothing much to do. You obviously can assign partners and add assets. So this is why this is important, because if suppose you are working in an agency method and there are multiple people who are controlling one single account, so in that case you obviously can assign the partners and you can add the assets as well. Assets would be the pages that you wish to run ads to, right? New page experience, classic pages, click on the classic pages. Whichever the pages you wish to add, you can obviously select that. So Shashank Srivastav is the page you can add. Click on add. One page has been added to the domain. I am Shashank. Done. Now let's come back to the main page. So domain is verified already. Verified domain is done. Click on continue. You might be seeing RiseDigit domain here, and I have verified iamshashank.com. So this is only to explain you how the process works. It does not matter which domain I'm selecting. You have to select that same domain you want to run ads to. So make sure you select that one single domain, and also this needs to be configured here as well, right? So this is just to explain you the process. Hope you understood, right? This is the last step, which is configure web events. To configure web events, obviously you have to click on this configure web events button. Go to here, and how to set up configure web events, I'll explain you in a quick moment. So we have this domain verified. We have 6 different events set up as well. Click on that. You usually see this manage event or create event as well. So these are the different domains I have. I already have my event set up. So you need to click on manage event. Some event changes may negatively affect ads delivery. Now you need to understand this part very carefully. If you change or remove events from this configuration, you will need to wait 72 hours before you can return to edit them again. Do you want to continue? So if you want to edit it, make sure you will be waiting around 72 hours before the changes may take effect, right? So you need to wait that much of time, and 48 hours will be required to apply these things as well. So make sure if you do anything today, it will take around 48 hours to reflect as you set up. Now, why this section is very important, I said that on the very first minute of this video. Because now, when suppose iOS device user decides to say no to tracking, means they are not going to give you the data to track them, how would you tackle the situation? So even when iOS devices users say that they don't want to be tracked, still Facebook is allowed, or any other website is allowed to track one single event, which is the highest priority event. Means they will still be able to track one event, which is the highest priority according to you. So Facebook gives you the option to decide basically that which priority you need to set up for yourself. So highest priority, price digit pixel, purchase, price digit pixel, add to cart. And I also set up a custom conversion, which is the lowest priority for FB course ad sales, which is my recent product and which people are pretty much buying. They're happy about it. So if you have not, make sure you look for that. And you can obviously check that to risedigit.com website. So I'm not only saying to sell something, but this is something which is valuable. People are also liking it. So if you want a step-by-step hand holding, you obviously can go to that and look for it. Otherwise, you are learning from me and I'm happy to teach you whatever I know. So let's come back here. Highest priority thing. So we are setting up the highest priority as our purchase. Means if anybody who is on an iOS device and they make a sale, they purchase something from us, this needs to be tracked. So Facebook will give us one single event track, which is purchase, which is the highest priority. So if they opt to say no to tracking, we will still be able to track one event, which would be anything which you set up. So for my business, this is purchase. You obviously can have anything else. Maybe for your business, it's a lead generation business and you need leads basically. So lead could be your most important, highest priority event. So make sure you select your event as you wish to, whichever works for you the best, and then set up the other events as the basic priority. So lowest priority I set up for the Facebook ad course sales, custom conversion link. And the other ones I have set up is basically Rise Digit Pixel add to cart thing. Because somebody clicks on add to cart or somebody, click on the button which is enroll now, then automatically an add to cart pixel event is fired. So that is going to be the second event which I am tracking. But the lowest priority is obviously FB ads course sales event, and the highest priority is the purchase event, which is going to work with multiple different products I have. So that's why purchase is important. And that's why I added the value optimization as well, which is configured event usage. Value set ranges in event slots. So if you want to click on this I button, the value set groups and measures purchases according to their value. It comprises at least 4 distinct value set ranges, such as $10 to $15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, and 25 to $30. Adding additional value set ranges may help make your measurement more precise. Each value range counts towards your domain's 8 event limit. So whenever you are setting out any of this, make sure you are setting out something related to what kind of value your event have. So if somebody purchases my product, it usually gets charged around 1,000 rupees to 1,500 rupees in total. So for 1,000 rupees, it's close to $10 to $15. That's why I set up my value range to 4, the lowest. Right. So that's how this system works. This is the most important part. If you don't do it, it will be literally very hard for you to, check what are the things happening with the iOS users. So for tracking at least the one single event, which is the most important to you, you need to have that set up here directly. Click on the submit and you are done. So once this thing is done, you are back to this particular part and you need to click on go to pixel overview. Once you reach this page, you also can see here that aggregated event measurement is a new system here. And this is the same thing which you have set up recently, configure web events. So that is the same thing, right? You need to configure the most important event for your domain, which is important as per your business. So we set up that. So you can also do that from here, but I gave you a step-by-step process how you can do that using the Pixel Conversion API as well as the add event section. So Pixel Conversion API is something which you don't have to worry about. These are the different pixel events which we have figured out, which are going to be working for us, like page view, lead, microdata, add to cart, subscribe button, purchase, initiate checkout. But the most important for us is purchase. So we are tracking the purchase event pretty much very well from the last couple of obviously months since the iOS 14 came into effect. And you know how it works. Like, so when you start seeing this graph, it means that the pixel is pretty much working fine. And this is decently working for you. So one active integration, one in process. So you already have it. Click on the manage integration button and you can see that my browser pixel is already active. I decided to do the conversion API thing as well, but later on I figured out that this is something which is not for me because this is being done from the developer. And if I have a custom coded website, I need to go with this conversion API setup here directly. So we don't have to worry about this thing at all. And this is how your whole complete pixel setup is being done. I know that you have seen this and pretty much it's being done from a quite a long time. This video already gone too long for you, but this is just to explain you, right? When you will be doing it on the very first day, it will be overwhelming to you. Like you have to do a lot of steps, but that's why I decided to give you this option. Add events from a new website, install code manually, and then go with the complete step-by-step 6-step process. So these 6-step process is pretty much complete for you. Now you must start tracking the different things on your website. Still, a lot of users who are on iOS devices, most of the people usually said no to tracking. Around 90% people said no to tracking based on the previous data. So almost 90% people on the iOS devices are not being tracked, which, the people who has 13.5 or 14 or 14.5 version usually. So people who usually had 14 or 14.5 version, only they had this option to select either opt out of tracking or opt in for tracking. So there are a limited user. Obviously, most of the people usually upgrade their iOS devices to the future versions. So, but still there are a lot of people, including me as well. I still have an iPhone 6 and I still use that. Even the highest version which I have for the iPhone 6 is 12.5. So I don't have this option to select or deselect the tracking. So I still being tracked. I am happy about it because it's good to have it's good to see the ads which we are interested into than the ads which we don't even have any interest about, right? Because it does not say that you are not being advertised to. It only says that you will not be tracked, means they will not be able to know that what you're interested into, what is your information, and how to reach out to you for a very specific kind of need that you have. So it's something which is not going to guarantee you that you're not going to be advertised, but you are going to be advertised in a wrong way because you are already opted out of tracking. So pretty much for an iPhone user, it is something which is might look very good to you at first hand, but the reality is this is going to piss you off more than before. So choose accordingly if you're an iOS user and you are doing it. So make sure you should opt in for tracking so that you at least can see the products which you are most interested into and not the product which you are not interested into, right? So hope you understood something, you learned about it. And if you are happy and you feel like this video is useful to you, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click on the like button because I love that blue color, trust me. And make sure you also click on that bell icon so that you can start receiving all the videos that I'm producing for you. And if you really are interested into Facebook advertising, this is going to be a great channel for you because I'll be uploading all these videos within a day or two maximum every time. And you'll be watching a lot of new informational stuff that you never ever seen in terms of Facebook advertising for sure. And that is completely for free. So make sure you hit the subscribe and I'll see you there in the next video. Bye.